everyone. I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm back now. This COVID stuff has really kind of made me rethink how I need to do things, which I'm sure a lot of you out there watching this, it's the same thing. Kind of a new way of life, which for me is working home every day and being creative, and also navigating this new world that we live in. But anyways, let's cut to the chase. So the reason for this video is because I am doing a reboot, so I wanted to share my reboot with all of you. Now, some of you came along last year in my first 30 days of the carnivore diet and saw the good, the bad, and the ugly, as well as my blood results and analysis and all that stuff. So if you have watched that, you know that things came out amazing. If you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch some of my videos. Here are some simple tips. If you're doing a reboot, follow along. If you're just starting with carnivore, follow along. I'm going to be covering some really basic tips. Now, since this is my first reboot for myself, it's a lot easier because when I started carnivore, like many of you, let's be honest, it was a little confusing. We didn't really know what we should and shouldn't be doing, but having gone through it and living the carnivore lifestyle, I fully understand it now. However, like the reason for this video is I've fallen off the wagon thanks to COVID. Anyways, enough with the excuses. Welcome to my first carnivore reboot. So number one, if you're starting or rebooting with me, is food prep. So what kind of foods am I going to be getting? Well, I have lots of different red meats, some wild game, and a little bit of chicken. I'm not a huge chicken fan. I like my wild game and my red meats, but that is there. It is cooked. I like to cook my meals same day, sometimes a day in advance. I'm not the food prepper that preps like 5 days in advance. If you want to do that, cool. I just like to cook my stuff pretty fresh. But if you don't, that's also cool. The other reason why we want to do food prep and have the foods available, whether cooked or uncooked, is so that we have it there so we're not cheating. So we're not going to an easy go-to like a wrap or a sandwich or junk food and stuff like that. So food prepping is definitely number one. Second thing I'm going to point out for those on reboot is water intake. Your kidneys and liver need the water as well as your brain and your joints and your lungs and everything else. But water is very, very important, especially going through the carnivore diet. So 2 liters minimum a day. If you're American, do the math. Don't know what it is. American, it's like like a million gallons. Not sure, but you want a lot of water in there. Please stay away from the additives to make the water taste better. They're usually filled with aspartame and other bullshit. So let's try and stick to just water. One thing I'm also going to point out is if you want to try and cut down on the coffee during carnivore, you can slowly replace it with bone broth. So I like either duck broth or a chicken bone broth. Really like it. Have that in the morning. Put some sea salt in there. Awesome. All right, third thing is supplementation, which at the beginning, when you first see me do carnivore, wasn't too sure, but now I am. So if you're doing nose to tail, what that means is you literally eat nose to tail of the animal, and the guts of the animal are actually something that you should be taking in because they have a lot of the vital essential vitamins and minerals in the organ meats. So that is something that you want to consider. Now, if you're someone that can stomach that, you can eat it. I am not one of those people. So what do? I go supplementation. In the description below of this video, I'll have a company in there that you can buy from. I don't own this company. They don't give me any referral, anything. I'm not an affiliate. I'm legitimately putting their link below because they have good supplements. And ancestral supplements, if you're watching and feel like giving me an affiliate link, that's cool too. I don't believe in a one-size-fits-all approach, so some of us might be needing more than others or different kinds of supplements as we go. Number 4. One of the biggest ones is exercise. So if you are doing this, please know that if you're transitioning from a bullshit diet or one that was filled with, well, a lot of carbs or whatever, going into carnivore, even coming from keto, because that was me, your energy might take a hit for a bit. So if you are exercising, please understand you might need to take the load down, or you have to anticipate that maybe your sprints are going to be slower or your cardio is not going to be as good for the first little bit. I know for me, if you watch the videos from before my first 30 days, my strength was horrible, but in week 3, it started to come back up. So just be wary of that and really change up your exercise based on your energy levels, and don't get discouraged if you're not lifting as much or whatever during the first 3 weeks. The fifth thing I really want you guys to do, and it's not something that I ever really said before in my videos, which is charting. I think everyone should chart their journey, whether it's day by day on carnivore or week by week. And the reason I'm saying that is it can give you a real look on where you were and where you've come, but also find out what foods didn't work for you. A lot of the healthy foods we eat are actually not doing the good that we think they are. So charting your journey along the way on carnivore, do that. And hey, carnivore isn't for everybody. So if you're doing carnivore and a lot of things are actually going the opposite direction of where you want them to go over a month, you know what? Maybe carnivore is not good for you. So I'm definitely not one of those people that's going to push carnivore on everybody. I have tried multiple different modalities in my life. For me, this one's worked. So if you want to try it out, keep tuning in. Last thing I'm going to cover is cravings, because the first little bit you might get those cravings, and by might I mean you probably will. So some things I do to curb my cravings, one are espresso shots. For me, espresso doesn't hit me like usual people. I have an espresso shot at 11 at night and go to bed by 11:30. So for me, it doesn't bother me, but those shots help curb my cravings. The second thing that curbs my cravings and also destroys your taste buds so you don't eat anything sweet is actually called the sugar hacker. Sugar hacker is a supplement, all herbal, and actually prevents your taste buds from tasting anything sugar related. So this was specifically formulated for the sports world, to those who need to diet. I will say that Slippery Buddha and Sugar Hacker is my company, and it does work. And that's what I use when the cravings get bad, is I take Sugar Hacker. Kills my taste buds. So pretty much take the sweetest thing you can think of, take Sugar Hacker, it's gonna taste like chalk. Those are my 2 tricks for sugar cravings. It's either espresso shot or the Sugar Hacker. So that's my reboot video. If you guys have questions, comments, you want to follow along, right below, comment below, hit the notifications, and share this. Follow me as we go through my first reboot, and maybe it's your first reboot. So feel free to share this with anyone that's also going through a reboot, or maybe has never done the carnivore diet before. Boom! We'll see you guys later. Remember, please comment, like, and share.